Welcome to Street Racers, your guide to the electrifying world of ABB Formula E. 24 world-class drivers racing for 12 teams go head-to-head on city center street circuits, producing some of the most exciting motorsport there's ever been, with dramatic and unpredictable battles happening throughout the 45-minute plus one-lap races.
The grid is packed with some of the biggest names in the auto industry, locked in technological warfare, pushing the limits of the machinery in order to get every kilowatt of power out of the all-electric machines. The Gen 2 single-seaters can hit 100 kilometers per hour in 2.8 seconds and go on to reach speeds of 280 around tight and twisting street circuits where the walls are the physical limits.
With racing innovations like Fan Boost, where 5 drivers picked by the fans get a one-time energy boost, and the gaming-inspired Attack Mode, where racers are awarded a 15% power boost by driving through an activation zone which is off the racing line. With wheel-to-wheel action, power management challenges, and constant strategic decisions to be made, this is a high-speed game of chess. And this is why we love ABB Formula E.
It's time for the 4th continent of the season as we head to Africa and the red city of Marrakesh for round 5 of the championship. And who better to guide us through the weekend than Panasonic Jaguar racing driver and current championship leader, Mr. Mitch Evans.
We're in magical Marrakesh for round 5 of the championship. So let's take a look at what's coming up.
In this episode, we join Mitch for a spin in a more chilled mode of transportation to chat about his season so far.
We'll get the inside scoop on the Marrakesh track.
We catch up with 2 guys with more experience of driving fast cars than most in the Formula E paddock.
Then we'll bring you all of the action from round 5 of the championship as we went green in Marrakesh. First up though, let's get you up to speed with the first 4 races of the season. Season 6 started with a doubleheader in Saudi Arabia. In race 1, reigning champion Jean-Eric Vergne's day ended in mechanical failure, while Envision Virgin Racing's Sam Bird stormed to victory.
The Brit had no such luck in race 2, crashing out after contact with Mitch Evans. At the front, Alexander Sims took his first ever Formula E win in a lights to flag victory for BMW I Andretti.
At round 3 in Santiago, Jean-Eric Vergne fought his way up to 3rd before retiring with wheel damage. His teammate Antonio Felix da Costa took the race lead from Max Günther with just minutes to go. But with his battery overheating, he was forced to back off, and Günther pounced, taking his maiden Formula E win.
On to Mexico City, and Andre Lotterer claimed the first pole position for Tag Heuer Porsche, but his lead didn't last past the first corner.
There's going to be contact! Lotterer is sent off in the Porsche turn 1!
Things went from bad to worse for the German, with his car finally succumbing to suspension damage.
Rookie Nick de Vries was another victim after coming out second best in a battle with Antonio Felix da Costa. And while under pressure from da Costa, second-placed Sam Bird soon followed.
I'm done. The marbles did me.
Turn 3 also claimed championship leader Stoffel van Dorn late on.
I'm in the wall!
But it was a masterclass from Panasonic Jaguar's Mitch Evans, who led from the first lap to the checkered flag.
Yes, guys.
This is how it's been made. Superb drive!
That impressive drive puts Evans at the top of the championship table, ahead of Alexander Sims. Former championship leader Van Dorn is a big loser after Mexico. He drops to 4th behind Antonio Felix da Costa.
Marrakesh sits in the shadows of the Atlas Mountains and is one of the best places in the world to take a hot air balloon ride. So we asked Mitch along to take in the view whilst he told us about his win in the last race in Mexico.
That is absolutely spectacular.
I mean, Mexico was a great race for us. I got a better start than Andre. It was a bit unusual because I was on the dirty side of the track. So yeah, the opportunity presented itself and I made the move into 1 where there was a bit of contact. a bit like Rome, but I got through and I just sort of put my head down. I saw everyone fighting behind me, so I tried to take that opportunity to save a lot of energy. And then after that, I had great pace. Our efficiency was spectacular. It was very commanding, but it's not easy in Formula E, so I hope that happens every race, but probably not going to. Everyone in the team's done a great job. Obviously, we got the car in a really nice window at the moment, especially in qualifying and obviously in the race in Mexico. So the plan is obviously to keep that form up, hopefully into this weekend as well. Since I joined the championship in season 3, it's just got stronger and stronger. I don't know how that's possible. It's even in season 3, it was really, really tough. I think everyone's capable of winning this championship. To single one out is quite tricky, but if I had to, I'd have to say the dark horse. It's not even a dark horse, but Antonio's definitely, I would say, one of the biggest threats at the moment. They're super quick in the race. They've definitely got something on everyone in the race, so if they can qualify better, I think they're going to be a real threat. It's great being back in Marrakesh and Morocco. It's a great little vibe here. It's a really different culture that I'm used to, so the track's great as well. Historically, it's not been the best track for me from a results point of view, so I'm hoping to change that this weekend. Well, that was pretty cool, but now it's time to get back to a faster pace of life.
Okay, it's time to take a closer look at the battlefield for the 5th race of the season and get Mitch's thoughts on it.
So here we are in sunny Marrakesh. We're about to head out for our track walk. We've been here for the last few seasons, so we're not expecting big changes, but we need to go and have a look to see we've got no surprises.
Turn 1 is a long, almost hairpin left-hander. It has a long, bumpy entry, so it's easy to make a mistake and difficult to be consistent. Regenerating power using the brakes will be key in this race. You can see the blue section where drivers will be on the power at the start of turn 2 before it goes gray where they will coast, then on the brakes gaining regen power in the green zones. The attack mode zone is on the outside of turn 3. As always, choosing when to take the mandatory 2 activations of 4 minutes of extra power could prove crucial to the result of the race.
So here we are at corners 4 and 5, tricky little chicane. We're just passing the activation zone for attack mode, and quite a tricky braking because you're sort of braking and turning at the same time, and you got a lot of regen and things are all happening. But it's really important to get a good exit out of turn 5 because you got a very long straight up to turn 7. It is a passing opportunity. It's not the most common place to pass, but it is possible. But there's a massive passing opportunity at the end of the straight, so a good exit is really key.
The long straight leads to 2 left-handers at 7 and 8 before a sweeping right at turn 9. 10 is another tight left before opening up onto another fast straight.
So here we are at turn 11, almost the end of the lap. Long straight, but it's actually not that easy to overtake just with the nature of the entry of the corner. It sort of comes out a bit before you turn into the corner. Very tight exit, so you think the track's quite wide on entry, then it really gets tight on the exits. But really important to carry a lot of minimum speed here and then finish the lap nice and strong.
The 12-turn Moulay Hassan circuit is 2.97 kilometers long. It's an energy-hungry track, and the drivers will have to not only be quick, but efficient too.
After missing Friday's practice session due to illness, current champ Jean-Eric Vergne was back and was in a flirty mood with his ex-teammate Andre Lotterer. The bromance continues.
The top 6 in the championship, including Mitch, will be in the less favorable first group to set a qualification time. Track conditions always get faster as more cars put down their laps, but let's see what he can do.
Well, here we go. You're about to see the top 6 in the championship go full power around this Marrakesh circuit.
Each qualification group has a time window in which to start their flying lap. Leaving it as late as possible is beneficial, but risky.
I think Mitch Evans is too late to start the qualifying lap. That's an absolute disaster for Jaguar. The championship leader will start at the back of the grid.
We didn't get the lap timing. Crossed at 0-0.
Guys, you're kidding me.
Honestly, we need to look at the data. Mitch was okay coming to the final sector, so that was kind of why we actually thought we were fine. So we tracked the lap all the way through the sectors. Coming to the final sector, we looked good on time. So that last sector, for some reason, we've lost the time, and that just looks like it's cost us. So yeah, honestly, a massive shame given the performance of the car and how well Mitch is going. So we need to analyse it and see what's caused it. Like I said, we actually thought we were in the margin, so that's obviously caught us out in the last sector.
Massive disappointment for Mitch Evans and the rest of the Jaguar team.
In the Super Pole session, it was Techeetah's Antonio Felix da Costa who put down the marker for the others to beat with a quick lap. Porsche's Andre Lauderer got close, putting down the second best time with just the BMW of Max Günther left to run, and he was looking quick. But he came across the line just 0.07 of a second slower than da Costa, who takes his first pole for DS Techeetah.
The lap was good. You always leave a bit of lap time here and there, but and then we're here watching, and the other guys they're coming for it. They actually go quicker here and there, but in the end you have to put it together super tight between Andre, Maxi, and myself. So yeah, just really pleased. We've had a couple of not so good qualifyings, and to be on pole, to come back. With a pole position, I'm really happy with that.
Not the quality result that Mitch would have wanted, but he's a fighter and he has a fast car, so don't write him off just yet. We'll see how he gets on in the race later in the show. Last year, Mercedes-Benz EQ entered the world of Formula E under the guise of HWA Race Lab, with two-time DTM champion Gary Paffett behind the wheel of one of their cars.
This season, he may not be in the starting driver lineup, but his experience in the cockpit is invaluable to the team.
I've got two main job titles really. I'm development and reserve driver. The other part is as sporting and technical advisor. So effectively to try and use my experience to make sure we're heading in the right direction, to make sure we're kind of avoiding mistakes, avoiding the pitfalls that are available to us.
Gary Paffett is obviously a very valuable asset for our team. It's nice to have someone like Gary around, can just say the right things at the right time, and it doesn't need to be much, but it just gives that extra bit of confidence.
I know what the drivers need to know. I know what information they need to know. I know what they're going through. We've got a great relationship between us because I've had a year racing with Stoffel. We built a great rapport there, and Nick's the same. We've got a great relationship and a good deal of trust between us, which is essential.
Gary can act as that kind of conduit between the engineers and the drivers, and both Nick and Stoffel were very lucky. They're great at communicating and great at saying what they need, but Gary can actually add more to that, can maybe ask some questions that others weren't going to ask, and in that way we can sort of accelerate our learning.
For me, this is a job I kind of naturally step into, and it's something I'm really, really enjoying so far. So yeah, it's great to be here, part of the team, and we're really enjoying the start of the season.
Another former driver with an important role within Mahindra Racing is Nick Heidfeld, a man with 180 Formula 1 and 44 Formula E races under his belt.
In the end, I think it's down to one word, which is experience, which when I was younger I couldn't imagine, but now sometimes there are things that you see and you've been in the situation before, and it's for people who have the experience quite easy to put a hand up and say, look, what we're doing here could be done better.
Well, Nick is an important constant of Mahindra Racing. He joined us as a driver early in season 2, and he sort of evolved into a multifaceted person for our organization. Nick's largely helping out more in terms of to get the drivers set up in terms of how to best optimize our weekend. Simulator, Nick's horrible. He's hopeless. Don't even let him come near the simulator, okay? So it's more of, I think, getting the mindset ready, okay, that under pressure, how to go deliver stuff, getting the car ready, trying to sort of plan the whole day. I think his experience comes in to kick in to all of that. And then I think he's German, that he goes into every detail. And I think sometimes those details matter for a team like us.
I like it a lot because I'm very close to the team, to Mahindra and to Dilbag. I've been with them for a couple of years. Was part of the journey from a small team and a relatively small championship being quite big and successful now. I could have moved elsewhere, but for me, it's of all the teams I've been through in my career, it's the one I feel to relate it most closely. And this is why I took the offer that Dilbar gave me and enjoy working with him and the team.
That just shows you that there's still a future for drivers in motorsport after life in the fast lane.
To the other end of the motorsport experience scale now, as we welcome singer Ellie Goulding to Marrakesh, where Formula E founder Alejandro Agag took her for a spin in the safety car.
Don't kill me, please.
I won't. You tell me how fast you want me to go or slow. The closer you go to the walls, the faster you go. You get
You're good.
I mean, yeah, I know. Well, we lost it. Okay. I was okay, no?
We lost it, it's fine.
Whoa. Push if you want here, it's very easy, this is straight. See? It's fun, no?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Excellent. Very good.
Thank you so much. But I don't think I've ever driven that fast in my life.
Brilliant.
So yeah, again, it's first time for everything, yeah.
I think Ellie enjoyed that, but now it's time for the professionals to get down to business for round 5 of the season. And sadly for our host, he's not where he'd like to be.
Hey everyone, so here we are from, unfortunately, the back of the grid. We had a miscalculation in qualifying, which meant I crossed the start-finish line basically when the time went 0. Yeah, full focus now, obviously trying to produce a good race. It's a track where you can overtake, so I'll be doing all I can to go forward and try and finish somewhere in the points.
A city with 1,000 years of history is ready to play host to the future of motorsport as these all-electric race cars are about to do battle on the streets of Marrakesh. The championship leader, Mitch Evans, is here at the back of the grid, but for now at least the focus is on the front. Antonio Felix da Costa in the gold and black DS Techeetah is on pole position. The BMW of Max Günther is second on the grid. Then it is the Porsche and the Mercedes on the second row. All 5 lights are on. We go green in Marrakesh. Really good start from da Costa. Nick de Vries has got away quite well. Max Günther drops back, but da Costa gets a great start. Mortara goes up the inside of de Vries. There's a bit of contact. Can't quite get it done. A few crunches further back in the pack. Ma Jinghua goes very wide, but da Costa leads the way. Three wide. Yep. James Collado around the outside in the Jaguar. He's got ahead of Jean-Eric Verne and Jerome D'Ambrosio. So Collado, the British driver from Worcestershire, has got up into 8th position.
As you see, Collado defending from Jean-Eric Verne, but nothing doing. Jean-Eric Verne makes the move into turn 1.
Whilst his teammate battled Verne in the midfield, Mitch was climbing from the back.
Good job.
Big news for Nick de Vries, a drive-through penalty for the man in 3rd place, the Mercedes driver, for overpower during regeneration. We look at a replay of how Verne got past Roland.
And Roland just lifted to lift and coast. Verne, thank you very much.
Look how close Verne is. He could get past Buemi here with the extra power. He looks to the inside coming into turn 1, and Jean-Eric Verne is up into 5th place now. Coming down to the chicane now, and Mortara might just about hold on around the outside. No, Verne's through.
As Verne climbed, so did Mitch.
Prince is slower than you.
These guys just keep screwing themselves by lifting so late to try and get you behind. Position?
16 now, 16. We're looking very strong.
D'Ambrosio to Collado, and there's Contacto.
And look for De Grassi to come through as well. 3 wide. It's going to narrow down in a hurry up to turn 4.
Is that De Grassi going to take 2 places? He is. What a wily old fox Lucas De Grassi
He really is. Oh, here comes Günther.
Look at this, the battle for the lead on board with the 2nd place man, Max Günther, and he goes to the outside, coming down into the left-hander. Can he get it done? They're still side by side. Da Costa holds the place, but Günther is trying to take the lead now.
He's going to go for the outside. He did it!
Great move from Günther. having a look to the outside of Gunter, and Gunter drops behind Da Costa. So Da Costa in attack mode with more power has cruised past Gunter, but Gunter still has an attack mode to use.
Here comes Jean-Eric Verne past the Porsche of Andre Lotterer.
Verne to the inside, and the DS Tachita is through past the Tagoya Porsche. Driver's eye with Sebastian Buemi as Mortara goes past him. So there goes Eduardo Mortara up into 5th place. There goes Lotterer. Lotterer loses out.
Yeah, but does he get the cutback, Jack?
To Eduardo Mortara as he activates attack mode. Mortara tries to squeeze him.
Now these two guys, that was when a rock meets a hard place. These two guys know only one way to race, and that is flat out, and they do not give an inch.
Oh, Mortara and Lotterer. Lotterer in attack mode forces his way past.
As we see Jev, he's good at 1-2 at the moment for DS Tachita.
Jean-Eric Verne up the inside and ahead of Max Gunter.
Meanwhile, Mitch was up into the points, running in 10th place, and was on the charge again in his final attack mode.
Am I clear behind?
Yes, you're clear, you're clear. Roland is having trouble with energy and is dragging Degrassi with him. He'll get them in no time. Let's smoke through them.
As we headed towards the final stages of the race, Mitch cruised past Degrassi, then Roland to move up to 8th.
This Verne
Gunter goes for
defending.
it. Oh, and Jev comes across, and that's some dodgy defending there from Verne, isn't it?
Did I call that? I told you he was going to do it. That's Jean-Eric Verne. He's going to make life so difficult.
Is this the final chance for Max Gunter coming down into turn 1? The black and gold, the Estachita covers the inside, Gunter to the outside, lock up, wheel to wheel, he's going to be on the dirty stuff, we're on board with him in driver's eye, and Verne holds the place just about. Here comes Da Costa, he's coming through the final couple of corners, but turn 11 is going to be where the battle for second place comes. Look, Verne's going to run out of energy surely. Da Costa out of the final corner, he wins the race. Gunter's into second place on the final lap. Can Buemi get Verne as well? Through the final right-hander at turn 12. Max Gunter finishes in second place. Verne looks as though he's hit 0, so has Buemi. That was right close at the end.
Yes! Let's go, boys! Last lap!
Mitch Evans in 6th position after a very, very strong performance.
And Mitch Evans' drive was mighty.
An incredible and very clever drive from Antonio Felix da Costa sees him take his first win of the season, and he's on a roll after his 3rd podium finish in a row. Max Gunter just managed to hold on to 2nd position, with reigning champion Jean-Eric Verne finally getting on the podium for the first time this season. Will this be the kickstart his title defense needs?
He posted that this was the strongest race of his life, having been ill the day before and driving onto the podium from 11th place. He also gave a big shout out to his teammate Antonio for the win.
As for our host, he had possibly the drive of the day as he carved his way through the field to finish in the points in 6th place.
So there we go. A massive 45 minutes we just put out. Managed to crawl in 18 places to finish P6 from the back of the grid. So yeah, I'll take that with open arms. We got fast lap as well to get another point. So massive damage limitation after obviously the unfortunate situation after quali. So just a huge thanks to the team for giving me the right plan in the race. We executed it to perfection and passed a lot of cars along the way. So hopefully this sends a good message to others. Even if these sort of things happen, we'll come back with a big fight.
In the Drivers' Championship, that win for Da Costa puts him top by 11 points over Mitch in 2nd place. Alex Sims is still in 3rd despite not finishing the race in Marrakesh. Gunter is up to 4th with Audi Sports' Lucas Di Grassi in 5th.
DS Tachita take over the top spot in the team's championship after that double podium here. BMW I Andretti are in 2nd with Panasonic Jaguar Racing now in 3rd.
That's it for this episode, but we'll be back in no time with more electric action from the world of ABB Formula E. Catch you later, street racers.